Andrew's brought the people from the kitchen company. It's the owner and the designer. The kitchen company that we're going with is the White Kitchen Company, and I'm very, very excited about what they're going to be doing here. They've been staying in a gîte nearby because, well, the entire chateau is in total chaos and there aren't any usable rooms at the moment. There will be next week, but we're not there yet. We have until the end of the day to make the final decision on the kitchen, because I have made a solemn promise that after today I will not change my mind and we will stick to the plan. You are a marvellous man. Has anyone ever told you that?
You, a lot. And I love it.
Look what you've done.
I haven't made them.
I don't.
The lovely lady in the bakery made them.
I don't care who made them, Andrew. You brought them. Oh my goodness, you did not.
A sweet treat.
Okay, I'm torn.
We want the kitchen on time,
Absolutely
don't we?
torn. A tiny nibble of that one and a tiny nibble of that one, I think, later.
And then we've got the local delicacies that they can try it.
Excellent potato pie.
Very important.
What a day, hey?
And something else.
That's a local
Gala
speciality.
pie in Britain.
Yeah, so in Britain, gala pie. In France, local Berrichon
The
speciality.
French is different. They don't have the gelatin.
And they call it Easter pie here.
Okay.
Okay, the day can officially start, and you two are starting by running out.
Yeah, going to the garden centre.
Oh, it's a jolly.
A very exciting trip for me, yeah.
You want some plants for the courtyard, for the pots?
Yeah, for the pots, and we need some lemon vervain
Okay.
for our cooking and cheese.
Maybe we'll find some nice things for the cash pots that are empty.
You're always on a cash poor mission, aren't you, darling?
Have to be. Someone has to.
Morning, Vaughan.
Morning.
I see you've immediately started measuring.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, this is great.
We're just drawing up the room here, just so we can get all the accurate measurements. So that's
Oh, lovely.
currently that side of the wall there.
Yeah, so in fact, this side is not changing very much except for an extra radiator.
Yep.
So we have 2 non-functioning radiators instead of 1. I think that's very important.
Yep.
Maximise the not working radiators. Vaughan's brought renders of each wall of the kitchen. The only one that we don't have yet is this wall with the old oven, because this is the one that we have been sort of still playing around with in our mind, though we're getting a really good idea. But let's go and look at the renders of all of the other walls, and bear in mind this is not the colours that we'll be having, and none of the finishes are being given away in this, and in fact the cabinetry is more ornate. This is just an idea for the layout.
As you can see, so that's that wall there with the radiator cover.
Okay, so very similar to what it was before. And we're going to go for more ornate cabinetry, but that's just to give an idea of the layout. Oh, I love this. So that's the new cabinet. Yeah, going there instead of this huge cabinet that I love and that has had great storage, but it will still be in the chateau, still be used. And I think that just makes the whole kitchen look much lighter.
And this will house your fridge freezer also.
Great. Obviously, this isn't showing any of our colours, any of our finishes, not even our cabinet doors. So that all remains secret at this point.
Yeah. That's your existing antique piece. And then we want to put cabinetry under it.
Drawers. We're going to have drawers. Do you realise our kitchen didn't have a single drawer? For 20 years, I've lived without a single drawer in the kitchen.
You're very happy.
I'm so happy. So happy. Now we're thinking we're not going to be able to have either of these things here because it's just too narrow a walk through.
It's quite tight.
If we bring out a cabinet on this side. So if you have something coming out here, you end up with a very long, thin corridor and you can't be hitting a radiator. So I think that's something we've really got to work on today, trying to get that bit sorted.
The solution to that.
Oh, how lucky. You know the solution to everything, Andrew.
I've known for at least half an hour.
You found a solution.
That man has.
You found a solution to the radiator issue.
Yes, so what I suggest we do is cut a hole in here.
Yes.
This all thinner, maybe a single panel radiator will be enough. Insulate it with foil thin insulation.
Yes.
And then we'll make a panel to go over it. So it'll literally
It'll be
stick
in
out
the panelling.
half an inch with the moulding.
I think that's great.
And then
Yes.
put 2 under the windows over there.
Great. So in fact we end up with more radiators, but at least this one, if
We can
it's...
turn them off.
That's never going to be a
not there, you
problem
can't turn them off.
here. And we really can't turn them on. So.
This tall cupboard here, what I'm suggesting is that we actually take it up to the ceiling and use the coving that we're taking around the whole room to go around the cupboard as well.
So the one over there, there's going to be a long, tall, thin one, isn't
There's
there?
going to be a tall, thin one there.
I had one comment on this.
So-
I know that this is what we've been talking about all along.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it would look better if it was a little thinner than the one below, if it would just feel a little more elegant. Mind you, we might not need to if you're taking it to the ceiling.
What I've said at the moment is to make it actually the width of the cabinet, not the top.
Ah, yes, okay.
So it will look
a
slightly
little thinner.
Of course, I don't know whether you're going to keep this top.
No, we are 100% not.
No, I didn't think so. In which case, you could even make the marble slightly wider to just accentuate that. And then the cabinetry will line up.
Okay, that would be
and
lovely.
when you come in through this door and see it in front of you, I think that will look nice.
Okay, fabulous. I think that will look better.
Think about is the plate rack one.
Yes, because in fact there it looks far too low. If we could
It's quite low. We could
raise
set
it
it
a
up a bit
little
higher.
here. I think set it higher, but
Yeah.
we do need a gap at the top because we fill it with blue pots, blue and white pots,
Okay.
which will visually bring it to the top as well.
So the coving there will go across.
Yeah.
And this will go. And when we fit this, we can measure the pots and set it up, and we can tweak it a bit.
Oh, lovely.
So that you
That's
just get
great.
that final.
Yes.
Get it to look right.
It's going to be so exciting. I'm really pleased that we're going to have the sort of full depth cabinetry here
I
we've
think
never had.
you sort of need it, don't you? Because there's actually not that much workspace in the kitchen with it, and without it, there'd be very little.
It's going to be quite transformative, actually, for Marie having that. The three of you are wearing the same outfit.
Are we?
Basically wearing the same outfit.
Winning. Tripleting.
Tripleting.
Do you see the shrubs?
Yes, I want to see the shrubs. Yes. I can see some shrubs already. They look so good.
You're going to say that Pavlina looked really good.
Pavlina always looks really good. Pavlina's a catwalk model in the garden. I mean, today is no exception. Oh my goodness.
Fashion is my profession.
Oh, wow.
They look really, really good. I see the vision.
Yeah, I love it. So they'll go in those pots.
Yes.
We're not going with the green plastic.
The others are already there, and then there's a lot more flowers here.
Which one do you want to
Already where? I didn't take me to the plants.
in front of the wet room.
Well, they look very pretty. So again, they'll go in those two.
Yes.
So it's pretty, very pretty. Okay, I'm going to go and see all of the plants that Pavlina got too. Pavlina, one look at you and I'm like, no, I'm back on my diet.
Look at the selection.
Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is so beautiful. I absolutely love those. I mean, they're all great, but that, and these.
Yes.
So where are these for?
The terrace. So I think we're gonna go with like blue and pale pink,
Lovely.
and maybe we get all the super bright colors that we had before and put it in the garden because the garden will be super bright this year. Look at this. Cutest. It's a dahlia, but it's a mini dahlia.
I've never seen a mini dahlia. I didn't even know they did them. Oh, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, and I think it's a very good, investment of money because they produce so many bulbs, so we can have more and more of them.
Well, with you here, we certainly can.
And we got some lemon verbena, finally. It was the only thing that we didn't have. We had all the varieties of mint that you could possibly imagine. We have thyme, we have, rosemary. But vervain, we had one plant and it died like 3 years ago.
All right, well, thank goodness. Yes. Excellent. Okay, well, I better get back to the kitchen, but this is so pretty.
Yeah.
I love them.
And we try to take the ones that are only starting to flower, so they will open beautifully during Easter.
So now we're talking about all the original bits of the old kitchen that we want to keep. Mm-hmm. And this part here is from the chateau. It was probably the meat hanging hooks. We've always used them for the mugs. And I think it would be nice to have them over the sink again because I just like keeping the old bits. Also, this that we found in one of the outbuildings at Lalande and that we fit the sink into, we'll be keeping this. We'll be keeping it as wood. Everything else will be painted. I think it needs a good like sand. And then obviously this will be changed for a new work surface. So you're currently deciding how to put the drawers and the cupboards in our big cabinet that's going to have all the blue and white plates on.
The question is, because it's got such a strong central line down, a bit worried about it breaking it or working against one another.
Mm-hmm. Now we're just playing around to make it look, less like a fitted kitchen, more in keeping with what's above it. We're thinking banks of drawers on either side and then cupboards in the middle with a central panel echoing the central panel in the top that we've got. And this is a work in progress, but I think we're all pretty happy with how this side is coming along. I think we can move on to another side of the room. Philip was just about to set up a nice place for lunch indoors for those sandwiches Andrew brought, and now we've both realised it's warm enough to eat outside.
It's too warm, actually, in the courtyard.
Yeah.
So
We have to come to this. Like, it's the first day of the year we can eat outside, and I suspect the last till June now. But let's make the most of it. All right, time for lunch.
yes.
Excellent. We're going to have a kitchen. Whee!
Can people see your face? No.
No, but they just.
They should
I
have
think
seen
they
that
can hear
wonderful
the
smile walking down from here to here, like a Cheshire cat.
Rosé lunch. Oh, I like the way you roll. Andrew, look at the spread you brought, and Philip, the table you laid. What a team.
Life is good.
It's trying to find everything that's not in the kitchen is very difficult.
I love you all the time, but I think I love you even more when you're holding rosé at lunchtime. Back to
It's one
Borat.
that Henny chose.
Thanks, darling. I made sure that I only had one glass of rosé so that I don't start saying, well, we must have gold taps and gold handles. I'm still very sensible. We're back in the kitchen and we're going to put the finishing touches on the design. I'm going to call Marie in here as well so that we can talk about the storage capabilities of each of our cupboards. I forgot how much I love the light hitting the old cooker on the front of it. And now I'm completely happy with our decision to keep it. Like, it took me a long time to make that decision, but I'm so comfortable with it now. We are, however, if possible, going to try to remove this. It depends on whether we can unbolt it and it just comes off. We're not going to destroy the whole thing to get it off. So fingers crossed we'll be able to move this and store it so it's still in the chateau.
And otherwise, we can still make it work. You
We'll
know,
make it work if we can't.
preferable
We'll make it
to
work.
yeah.
Then we'll have a range cooker, and that's why we're going to England this evening. We're going to go to the showroom, so I'll be able to reveal that to you very soon. And after that, we'll have more cabinets, which should give us quite a lot of storage. And the idea is that centered over the range cooker, we have a hood, and only over that, so we don't have the big heavy hood that we used to have. And then to keep as much as possible the sense of a historic kitchen, we'll be going for open shelves above the old oven. But as you'll see when we go and look at what we're doing in the arrière-cuisine, we are getting a lot of storage. Right, we're looking into the old oven at the moment because I've got a bit of a genius idea. It's Christopher's idea. And Christopher was saying, as we were trying to work out where to put the warming drawers, that we could have these old ovens turned into warming drawers by adding an element, which means that we are actually still using the old cooker, not for cooking, but for warming, which I think would be fabulous. And it would make it more part of the kitchen again. So if we had these interiors fitted out with a complete steel box so that no old soot from centuries of use can get to them, and that will keep it all lovely and clean, and they could have an element.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I love using this.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I can't wait to see it.
And by putting the warming drawers here, we're gaining so much space at the other side. Huge drawers next to the range cooker on the other side.
It's so good, and it's so close to the workshop as well.
Can you find out a way of getting a wire to it?
I certainly can.
Really?
It shouldn't be too difficult. To be fair, I've already run a wire for a heating drawer, and it's coiled up behind you up there. And it's not a huge stretch to get it to
That
here.
would be amazing.
But the one thing
We'd actually have two.
There's going to be two.
There'll be the one next to it.
The one thing I will have to do, because there's power going into this, is I'm going to have to connect this to the earth.
Of course, because look, that is all metal, the whole thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and if there's a fault, it could go live. So I'll run a decent sized 16mm earth in and bond it out of sight.
Oh, that would be incredible. How are you going to get a wire in that? I don't even know how you get into this thing, you know?
No.
That's going to be tricky.
Maybe do a little drill hole behind the...
We're hoping that we're going to try and have this taken out. I'm going to ask Amory if he can look at doing that. He's back tonight, so maybe he could look tomorrow. And then we might find a little way in there. I don't know.
It might be.
Because obviously there must be pipes going into this thing somewhere.
Yeah.
And this is the chimney, so you'd have thought we might be able to find the pipe going in.
It's definitely possible, Steph.
Amazing. Thank you.
So we're having the worktop on here, on top of the drawers.
Yes.
Up to, theoretically, we could...
To the range cooker.
Range cooker going
Yes.
here. And you've got another worktop here. Now, are you going to have an upstand, or are you going to bring the tiles down on top of the
I'd like
worktop?
an upstand,
Okay.
actually,
The canopy over the top is going to be the same size.
as the range, yes.
Also, the big
Slightly bigger than the range.
with the shelf up here.
Yeah. Wants a shelf on the canopy, like a mantel shelf.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can.
Like we normally do, actually.
Yeah.
And now we're working out if there's space for the flue for the extractor. Because if we use a chimney, that's a real possibility. We'll go straight up there. But we'll have to put a flue all the way up to the top. So that's going to be the most expensive option for us. It would certainly be cheap to go out that way. But we're just checking, is there space in the ceiling void?
Now this is dedication to the cause, being up a bloody ladder. There's a lovely big hole up here. Now, Amory's going to shout, isn't he, when he comes back? Because this is so perfect up here.
Yeah, now you want to jam another flue.
Want to jam a flue up, but there is space.
Good, there is. That looks excellent to me.
Yeah, let's go.
We have a prime example of why we need to stake everything. As you can see, I've placed the bulbs into the soil, and then now on top of the soil, and everything is.
There's a peacock-shaped hole.
Yes, it's kind of peacock size, peacock shape.
They're using it for their dust baths.
So everywhere.
Oh yes, there's that one's up on the surface again there, and a peacock-shaped hole on top of it. Oh dear.
All of them, all along the wall.
So you've got to put your string in.
And I thought, one night it'll be okay,
No.
Night.
And did it work where you did have the string?
Yes, look. Everything's fine.
Yeah, that worked.
Was placed before.
Okay, so it is working. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and that was the place where they threw the stuff out of the kitchen window, so I didn't want to do it too early.
Yeah.
In case, they damaged anything. But, now we have peacock problem.
Things are getting exciting in here, I hear.
And they're ready to go into here.
What is that? Do you say she
Well, I don't know what's in there, but I think so, yes. Absolutely it can. Yes.
With the same idea as over there.
Yes.
Or he's actually thinking he can go to there and put a radiator cup on top and build in. And then you'd have a deep, deep shelf there. You can
I like
put your
that.
muffins on this ledge.
My muffins are perfectly fine, thank you. So all of this is going, all of this will be replaced, and we're now working out where the bins can go.
Because there you get
Fairly
double
major.
bins there.
So we're going to put 4 bins in here.
Good, we need a lot of bins.
So they're
Yes.
So we're just talking about this little corner here. That is a little bit of a waste of space.
Yeah.
In future, the countertop will extend here.
All the way along there,
Exactly.
yes.
If the dishwasher there, well, actually, it's going to move slightly that way. There'll be a little bit more space up to about there, and it just means that we've got that corner completely wasted. Whereas the other cabinet, the other sink in the kitchen, that cabinet we use all the time. And you said you wanted to put a hot water tap in there.
Yes, so for instant hot water.
Yes, which needed a tank underneath it.
Yes.
And which would take up, well, at least half of that cabinet. So instead, Christopher was talking about using, I mentioned
Well,
this
we had
thing.
this little set which
Exactly.
we weren't using for
It's
anything.
very, very
I
pretty.
bought it for a bath and didn't realise how small it was.
Beautiful. So we were thinking it would fit in here with the cooker tab over it.
So that's our basically tea and coffee
Yeah,
sink.
because this is where we were going to put the coffee machine and the toaster.
So this could be our breakfast station
Exactly.
all along here.
That's it.
Yeah, coffee
There's
machine.
already water here.
I love it, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. And also because the 2 other kitchen sinks we've got coming in here are actually copper as well.
Yes, and they've got copper taps as well, so it would all feel quite in keeping, I suppose.
I think it's great. And it means that anyone coming in to make their tea and coffee
do it
is
here.
out of Marie's way when she's cooking.
Yeah.
I love
the
it.
other sink is just for filling, well, whatever, pots. You've got the pot filler, but
Yeah, but also for vegetables, it's a good spot to do
It's
that.
a good shallow one as well.
And it's away from all the washing up. I like it. We have just, I think, finished deciding on all of the arrière cuisine, so I can talk you all through it. It's going to be double bin pulling out here, then a sink, then a dishwasher. That's the big change. We're moving one of our dishwashers from here to here because otherwise it gets a little close to the edge. It's a bit tricky. I think it'll be better with them a bit separated. Then another sink, then another double bin. Then on this side we'll have one dishwasher and then a work surface continuing all the way around here, but shallower. And then on this side we will have a built-in combi oven microwave, and underneath it there will be a sink that we use just for the drinks for all of the guests. That's going to be the wine fridge, but it won't be an actual wine fridge because we want it to be a little bit more fluid than that, so it'll be a normal fridge that we use for the wine. And then here the work surface will start here and carry on seamlessly into this one. So in fact, you'll be in a U-shaped scullery, and then there'll be open shelving all the way around here, all the way to there. And that's for the things, the pots and pans that we use all the time. And then there'll be closed-in shelving above here for things that are perhaps slightly less beautiful, but that we do need to keep in here. I'm very excited about this room. I think it's going to make the biggest difference. And as Philip said, we'll be adding a little sink here with an instant hot water tap. So along this shallow ridge here, we will have all the tea and coffee making things and all of the breakfast things. So when people come in to grab a snack, tea and coffee, they don't need to disturb Marie in the kitchen anymore. They can just come here, everything that they need, and Marie can get on in peace and quiet. Philip and I are on the same flight to London as Christopher and Vaughan. We are going to be going to the showroom to choose the range cooker for the kitchen. So I will be able to reveal that to you, hopefully, in the next video. Marie, this is not right. This looks amazing. Is this because Natty and Emery are coming back today?
I mean, we always usually do tacos, so I prefer to do a slow roasted beef.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And I'm not here for taco night. Well, it has gone incredibly well today. The kitchen is coming together. I'm starting to get so excited about it. It took me a while to accept that I wanted to keep the old cooker, so I couldn't have my dream kitchen if I was starting with a blank canvas. I really couldn't go down that route. And now I'm so happy that I made that decision to stick with what was historically important for Lalande, because I think it's going to feel like the Lalande kitchen that I've loved for years, only elevated, with lots of little surprises, lots of great conveniences that we're fitting into it. And I cannot wait to see it. And they think they can start installing within a month. So fingers crossed. Well, now I'm going to quickly pack. We'll be off to London, and I will see you in the next video from London with more discoveries for the kitchen.